Hi there, Cosmic Family. My name is Eliali. In this incarnation, I am here today to talk about Jupiter and Gemini because we have this transit almost right here. This begins on May 25th of this 2024 until June 9th of 2025. The last time that we have Jupiter in this sign was from June of 2012 to June of 2013. If you remember specific events of that date, and it is also important to observe in which house or houses we have Gemini to understand where the growth is going to happen. So, Jupiter in this sign is in exile according to the planetary dignities because it is in the opposite energy of the one that it rules, which is Sagittarius. When we talk about dignities, we refer that the nature of the planet can express better in certain signs more than others, but something that I particularly believe and that I mentioned before is that every energy is elevated when the consciousness is elevated. So I saw charts of people that have had their planets, in their dignities or exalted, and the shadows are expressed either way because everything lies in the inner labor that we do. That way we can, express the best of the energies and develop the potential. So we are going to talk about the opportunities because Jupiter is a planet of opportunities that is going to bring in here, but also the polarities that can express because, in the zodiacal wheel, Gemini represents the dualities. So, as the regent of Jupiter, it is associated with expansion, abundance, opportunities, growth, miracles, the truth, miracles as an inner alignment that we, as situations that we co-create through an inner alignment when it is difficult to align ourselves. I think that is a miracle, and suddenly, we produce the magic. Well, truths, the visions, the horizons that we want to move forward, the mastery, the learnings and the wisdom that we can extract through experiences, the purpose, the sense, all of these things. People with planets or ascendant in Gemini, probably they could take more advantage of this transit, but it is still a choice. The energy is available and we choose how to channel it. The rest of the mutable signs, Pisces, Sagittarius, Virgo, they are going to have tensions with Jupiter, which doesn't annul the possibility of expansion, but they also have to observe the polarities. But that is a practice that we all have to do. So, as I said at the beginning of the video, it is important to observe the houses in which the opportunities are presenting. Well, this planet has this tendency to look for a direction, a horizon. And Gemini is a sign where all the perspectives are opened, where we explore the possibilities with curiosity. Curiosity is a key word when we talk about this energy. And this doesn't respond to the Jupiterian nature, I mean the diversification, which doesn't mean, again, that we cannot take advantage of this, because this transit is telling us that we can extract the wisdom when we open ourselves to new forms, new ways of thought, making ourselves questions or making questions when we are communicating, but also when we are listening. The practice of listening is very, very important. In fact, the brain activates practically the same places when we read and when we actively listen with attention. It is not like listening something in the background. When we are listening with attention, like an audiobook. As a Gemini, I love both of them, the paper ones and the audio. So it is also going to expand a lot. It is going to be very visible, the stories that we are telling with our mind. And this is an opportunity to put more attention to what we are telling ourselves, because the brain also activates similar processes when we talk internally and when we talk aloud. So the internal story and the use of the word are lessons that Jupiter are going to leave us during this transit, how we are channeling those things. Also, it is a symbol of mastery, and this archetype of master lies in each one of us. So maybe it is time to transcend the old perception that just the people that we consider master can teach us, because with Gemini, we learn of the environment, we learn of the media, the information that is coming through what is close to us. and without caring, without mattering. I don't know if I'm expressing that correctly, but yeah, no matter the level of consciousness of the person that is, uh, near us, uh, it can be a master by reflecting our own dualities. We can learn through that. So it is also about opening ourselves to receive wisdom from people that don't necessarily fit in the model that society have created for people that we should hear. I mean, I'm going to put an example. I mentioned this before. Not necessarily a person that has a university degree is a conscious person. And there is a lot of knowledge that is very, very useful, that is far from the traditional education. I am saying this because this axis, Gemini and Sagittarius, represents the educational system. Gemini from the education for children and teenagers, and Sagittarius, the higher levels, university. So we are understanding now that these systems, that these structures are created in an obsolete system, in an old paradigm. And I've been seeing a lot of people these days precisely, sharing their stories. For example, the other day, I listened to a woman that was telling that she was a doctor, and she left, a lot of years of that because she discovered new ways of healing. And I am talking about medicine right now. I'm not going to extend myself in this theme, because this is something that is going to reemerge with a lot of strength the next year, when we are going to have the karma nodes, the north node in Pisces and the south node in Virgo. The system, the health system, is going to be something that we are going to question, that we are going to have to question. And with this, I am not saying that anything serves anymore, but there are a lot of things that we have to relearn, and that we have to let go too. And this could be something challenging for many people. Well, so the blessings of Jupiter here, they come through the learning, the expansion of different information, and being able to associate them of new interests and activities that maybe we didn't consider before. Writing, adaptability is very important. Playing, humor, these kind of things are very associated with this energy. Traveling too, because Jupiter is the ruler of this, but also this could be linked with closer places, because this is linked with Gemini. Talking new languages, expanding other ways of communication, different ways of communication that are not limited to the talking. We can express ourselves through art, through many things. Meeting new people, socialize, and being able to change our mind. This is going to be very important, and accepting other people to change them too. In fact, I did a video specifically talking about this, I think. I don't remember if I did it for this channel. I think I did. Well, let's talk about the more the polarities, because we could have a mental overcharge, excesses in social media, excess of mind that can disconnect us from the physical body, a lot of dispersion and lack of focus, talking more than what we should. Especially for the people that already have plans in Gemini, there is a risk to open too many options, and not being able to carry them all. The energy has certain limitations too, but I don't know if that the energy has limitations, but not everything responds to the sense of the soul, so that is important to take in account. And just to not condition our energy, because that could be an old paradigm too. But we could have trouble to assume one direction, indecision, these kind of things. So reconnecting with the soul and taking life as a game to explore, so we can give one step at a time. And as I said before, as Gemini represents the dualities, we are going to see in a more with more emphasis. I don't know if I invented that word, but the oppositions, the ideological oppositions, dogmatic oppositions, the beliefs, all of these things that are ruled by Jupiter, the systems, the thought systems. And we fall in these extremes when there is this connection of the consciousness, when we are identified with certain aspects and the ego decided that that is the only truth, and we want everybody to respond to that. So we could have internal certainties. I talked about this a lot in the present, and along the way, but it is wanting to impose them what emerges from an unconscious pattern. So I think that we have all experienced this, but it is going to be one of the other lessons of this transit. And the shadow of Gemini is very linked with lies, with this I am not getting the word right now. Well, when you talk about other people, I'm not getting the word. Well, this Jupiter is going to respond to Mercury, which is the one that is associated with all the channels of communication, and we know that they are not trustful, because communication media are transmitting many things that respond to the interests of the people that are manipulating actually those channels. So there are going to be a lot of information that is in a contradiction in social media. This is already happening, but we are going to see the increment, a lot of perspectives or opinions that are, in a contradiction, and this could generate a lot of doubts in ourselves. That's why we have to investigate all the information. We don't have to believe everything that we read, everything that we hear. It is something very important to investigate information, and also, activating the discernment. I did videos talking about this because I think we access to the internal discernment not only from our rational mind. Intuition is something very important too. So we have to learn to make the difference between one and the other. And I did videos about that too. So the big lessons of Jupiter here lie in detecting the truth that is hidden behind the lies. Because, for example, psychopaths and narcissists do this constantly to create a cognitive dissonance in people. A lie is much more it seems much more true when it have aspects that are real. So we are going also have to detect the lies that seem to be truth. And there is this other extreme in which there are people that are completely like paranoid and untrustful of everything, and that is also something that will prevent them from accessing to their own truth. So I think we will have challenging times, and challenging times and also fun. It is not annulling all the qualities of expansion and everything, but this is something that is already happening actually. And I am talking more about these Plutonian themes, Plutonian topics, because precisely when Jupiter enters in Gemini, is going to create a trine with Pluto in Aquarius. This will also be active by the Sun and Venus, which happens in short. And we are going to, see the expansion. Again, it is a synchronicity with the visibilization of this, of the artificial intelligences used in communication media. IAs right now can make artistical content. You can ask to the IA how to follow a conversation. They can modify completely the appearance of a person in a live video. So right now they only create this content from data, human data that is accumulated and associated. But I think technology is something wonderful to develop. I think that is, part of evolution too. But if it doesn't have a conscious use, I think it could be very dangerous. Dangerous in the sense of that it cannot collaborate at all for the elevation of consciousness of people. And we know that many of these things are created not with an interest of contributing to the common good. So, well, this is my perspective, and I did videos talking about this too. So, coming back to this shadow of talking about other people and judging in an unconscious way to other people, this is not something new in social media either, but it's going to be increased. And with this transit of Pluto in Aquarius, it can emerge themes, topics linked with the sensor. I don't know if I'm mentioning that word too. Sorry, today I am making up words. Well, of applications, applications of communication in certain countries. And also, yeah, I think that I invented it. Well, I'm going to look up for that word. And also, I think we can question ourselves as a society, the level of violence that many times is executed by people just for expressing an opinion in a respectful way, but that is not, in the direction of what the common of the society thinks. Or conflicts between people and people attacking. Well, when we are attacking, we are doing that from a very unconscious place. So I am saying this because this is an abuse of power too, that is linked with Pluto. Well, and the last thing, it is linked with this that I mentioned in the video of the full moon, and that I mentioned a minute ago, linked with the with seeing in an amplified way the distortions of the educational system. And this is like the preview of the entrance of Uranus in Taurus, in Gemini, in Gemini, sorry. And something that we have to know that I am going to mention, and I'm not going to get deep in this, that is that Jupiter is going to create tensions with Saturn in Pisces. And this could be, even though despite they are tensions, and this could be opportunities of creating new structures, new conscious structures that can really collaborate with expansion of the purposes of the soul of children and teenagers. That is precisely what the actual present system doesn't give to them. So, well, we have an entire year to talk about this planet in this position. I am ending the video here. Thank you, everyone, and see you in the next one. Ciao, ciao.